Okay, now we're going to move down to table B, and we're going to check and see which metals are reactive. So notice down on table B, the first row across is for copper, Cu. And the first one, we're not going to put anything into there because it's copper and copper. We know it's not going to react, right, if it's the same thing. But the second one, we have a magnesium nitrate. The next one, we have a zinc nitrate. Then we have a silver nitrate solution and a calcium nitrate solution. So we're going to do that with this well plate right here. So the first thing I'll do is I'll put some copper, take my scupula, and I'm going to put it into, the first one looks like magnesium nitrate. And then while you're watching, if anything comes up as no reaction, we just want you to put an NR. I'm going to go across and put it in the zinc. I'm going to let it sit in each solution for a little bit to see if we can see anything. So looking across, it doesn't look like there's much of a reaction going across right now. Now if I look, here's the calcium. If I go over to silver, notice it's getting a little darker. That's a reaction right there. These other ones, I'm not seeing much of a reaction, but this silver one right here, it looks like there's little bubbles on the copper, on each little sphere, and the color's changing.
All right, so write that in on that first row. So no reaction for magnesium nitrate, zinc nitrate, and calcium nitrate, and then silver nitrate, it changed colors.
Next one we're going to move over to, and it's just on our table B, we're just going down to magnesium. The first one, there's a copper nitrate solution, and I'm going to put some chips of magnesium in there. The second one is magnesium, so we're not going to put anything in there. But we'll put some in the zinc, put some in the silver, and then the last one we'll put some in the calcium. And if you take a look at that, I'm seeing reactions. Silver right here. Looks like it's getting a little darker. With the zinc, I'm not seeing anything right now, but let's wait a second. With the silver right here, this one is getting darker, and it looks like there's like a kind of like a black or gray, dark charcoal material coming around on it. And there's like bubbling in there. And then this next one here, calcium, doesn't look like there's a reaction. Now if I go back to zinc, nothing yet. Let's go back to the copper. This one has gotten a lot darker. There's also some bubbling in there. Now let's see if the zinc, let's see here if I tap it a little.
You could see just a slight color change for this one. So we're going to put down that there is a small reaction. So go ahead for the zinc and the magnesium, put slight color change.
Next one on table B, the next one down is zinc. We're going to go across. Remember, our zinc looks like a little silvery substance. Put some zinc into the copper. Put some zinc into the magnesium nitrate. We're going to skip one over and go to silver. And then the last one is calcium. Okay. Notice this first one in the copper solution is definitely darker. See how that's gotten a little darker? Whereas the magnesium doesn't look like there's much of a reaction. They're both kind of floating on the solution. Some have sunk a little bit underneath, but I'm not seeing a reaction with magnesium. If I come over to silver, a little more than half of it has sunk to the bottom, and it's turning like a darker black color. And then the last one with the calcium, I'm not seeing much of a reaction at all.
All right, so for that one, for the zinc, you saw a reaction with copper and silver, and then there was no reaction with the magnesium and calcium.
Next one down on table B, we're going to silver, silver across. Gonna put some silver in the copper solution. Put some silver in the magnesium. Put it in the zinc. And then the last one, let's put it in the calcium. Notice it pretty much floats on all the solutions, and I'm not seeing a reaction at all. Tap it a little.
All right, so silver, no reactions on the whole line. Kind of a boring one.
Last one, all the way down in table B is calcium. Now we're going to add some calcium into each one. What I'm going to do is just take a chip of each, put one in the copper. Right away there's a lot of fizzing in there. Put a chunk, and actually it's starting to fizz even more on the copper. I don't know if you can see that. And now it's rising a little bit. Looks like it's changing colors. And I don't know if you can see the smoke, but there's some smoke coming up.
All right, so definitely calcium, very reactive with copper. You can see the color change. This is greenish blue color now, and it's really going. And if you were to put your hand on the bottom of the well plate, you would see it's actually getting really hot as well.
Next, I'm going to put some in the magnesium. Starting to bubble up again. And again, it's getting faster, starting to overflow again. There we go with some smoke, probably producing heat.
You can see those bubbles, and you probably could hear them a little bit too.
Next one, we'll go over to zinc. Again, turned a different color. It's bubbling, starting to overflow. There's some smoke. Okay, and now the last one, we're going to put the calcium into the silver nitrate solution. Again, we got a color change. Because it's a darker color, you might not be able to see it, but it is bubbling in there. Probably not as rapid as the last couple, but it is bubbling pretty good in there. Now it's starting to get a little faster. There we go. Starting to see some smoke. And there you go. Make sure you have all of your observations filled into the table. Remember, if there's no reaction, you can put NR for no reaction.